Do you think 38-year-old Democrat Eric Smalwell on the U.S. House of Representatives from California's 15th District actually understands what his party is unleashing on the average American citizen? It all began, as NBC News had reported, a Democratic congressman has proposed outlawing military-style semi-automatic assault weapons and forcing existing owners to sell their weapons or face prosecution, a major departure from prior gun control proposals that typically exempt existing firearms. In a USA Today op-ed entitled "Ban Assault Weapons, Buy Them Back, Go After Resistors," Representative Eric Smalwell argued that prior proposals to ban assault weapons would leave millions of assault weapons in our communities for decades to come. John Cardillo, America Talks Live host on Newsmax, tweeted, "Make no mistake, Democrats want to eradicate the Second Amendment, ban and seize all guns, and have all power rest with the state. These people are dangerously obsessed with power." Joe Biggs responded to Cardillo's observation, tweeting, "So basically Representative Smalwell wants a war, because that's what you would get. You're out of your effing mind if you think I'll give up my rights and give the government all the power." Smalwell then responded to Biggs, tweeting, "And it would be a short war, my friend. The government has nukes. Too many of them, but they're legit. I'm sure if we talked, we could find common ground to protect our families and communities." Talk about jumping the shark. Smalwell then went on to get completely destroyed on Twitter by Common Sense after tangling with NRA spokesperson Dana Loesch on his cosmetic-based classification on which rifles should and shouldn't be banned.
According to our media partner, the Baltimore Sun, of the 114 requests for just October, 61 interim orders and 70 temporary orders were granted by judges, requiring individuals to surrender firearms for several days until a final hearing.
Going forward in Maryland, this piece of legislation will save lives.
Just this month, it was a deadly beginning to the law when Anne Arundel County Police attempted to enforce it in a Ferndale neighborhood. That man met officers with a handgun and ended up being shot and killed.
The Democrats' red flag law, which essentially allows police to confiscate your firearms if you are vaguely deemed dangerous, has expanded from 5 to 11 states overnight. Recently, as the New American reported, Gary Willis, a resident of Ferndale, Maryland, was awakened Monday morning at 5:17 a.m. when two officers from Anne Arundel County knocked on his door. According to the spokesman, Willis put his firearm down to read the ERPO, but then, apparently recognizing that it wasn't a legal search warrant issued by a judge in accordance with the protections guaranteed to him by the Fourth Amendment to the U.S. Constitution, but instead was issued by a local judge under Maryland's new minted red flag law, he then retrieved his firearm. The spokesman said that Willis became irate. In the melee that followed, one of the firearms carried either by one of the officers or by Willis went off. One of the officers then pulled his own sidearm and shot Willis dead, said Anne Arundel County Police Chief Timothy Altamare. "If you look at this morning's outcome, it's tough for us to say, well, what did we prevent? Because we don't know what we prevented or could have prevented. What would have happened if we didn't go there at 5 a.m.? Probably nothing," writes the New American, because during his many years as a resident at his home in Ferndale, nothing untoward happened. His niece Michelle Willis said, "I'm just dumbfounded right now. My uncle wouldn't hurt anybody." This is where Smalwell's rhetoric will get us. More dead law-abiding Americans clearly no longer protected by the Fourth Amendment, while illegal aliens continue to pour in, violating our immigration laws, who will always have access to any firearm they need and impossible to track by any red flag law.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're ready to step out into the hallway.
Dead. We'll break out soon, and I will kill more.
John Bowne reporting.